Hi, my name's Clankerwinker, and 3 weeks ago, I posted this video. Since then, it has gotten over 37,000 views, despite me only having a few hundred subscribers at the time. Needless to say, I did not expect it to blow up like this, and there were a lot of people that found this video to be helpful, even if I didn't explain everything fully. But there are also a lot of haters. Normally, I wouldn't make a video about a few negative comments, but when another YouTuber calls me a liar in my own comment section, where I come from, those are fighting words. But before we get into that whole mess, don't forget to check out the original video. But for those of you who haven't seen it, let me explain. The video I posted describes a useful action system in War Thunder. It's a system in simulator battles that was originally intended to stop bot farmers from abusing the sim rewards by implementing a point cap which resets after 15 minutes of gameplay. I took it to the logical extreme and said that the most efficient way to grind would now be to reach the point cap and wait on the runway where you're safe for the few remaining minutes. Obviously, this is a controversial tactic, and I did not intend for this to be an endorsement of AFK farming. I simply said it was the most efficient. I personally prefer to play for the remainder of the useful actions timer. I just want to say right away that this video is not intended to be opinionated in any way, nor was it supposed to be a guide. All I wanted to do was give a brief overview of how the useful action system worked and its consequences for the player. I did not say it was a good or a bad thing. I said it was interesting, which people immediately assumed that I supported the way that Gaijin is handling things. So let me clarify that right now. I do not like the useful action system. I have never liked it. I in fact hate it just as much as everyone else. But two things can be true. I can dislike the system and still try to at least educate people on how it works. A lot of you in the comments are simply salty about how Gaijin screwed over the players and have, for some half-witted reason, you've decided that it's the players' fault that things are the way they are. Definitely not Gaijin's fault. Nope. The argument that people are making in these comments is that people have always been finding ways to cheese the system like this, so Gaijin has been changing things so they can no longer grind fast that way. But also, it's screwing everyone over, so that makes it the player's fault. This argument makes total sense if you like watching your wife get plowed by the neighbor, but everyone else knows that it's Gaijin who is to blame for making a game with such an unbearably long grind that it's necessary to do this level of cheesing. Anything else is cuck logic, okay? Now, if I had to address one single comment, this one takes the cake right here. The morning after I posted the video, I wake up to a larger DCS YouTuber named Bullet for My Enemy. And who would have thought a DCS YouTuber being stereotypically almost comically pretentious towards a War Thunder player? I'll just keep this up on the screen. If you want to pause and read it, go ahead. But the long story short, he just starts off pretentious as hell, and it only gets worse the more you read. Said that virtually all claims we made are bullshit. We literally have an entire Discord channel dedicated solely for posting after battle rewards, so here's that for you. Then he proceeds to call the video clickbait and claims that all of Sim's problems are the player's fault. So I just want to address this once and for all. No. It is not the player's fault in any way that the game is the way that it is. Yes, there was a lot of questionable behavior in Sim in the past, particularly with botters. Literally every game has this issue with botters. Okay? But first of all, ruining the game for everyone else was not the only solution. Gaijin simply could have actually started banning these botters instead, which they really didn't. But the reason they didn't is because their business model is to make the grind worse so that you buy premium. So they deliberately chose not to ban these people until the problem got so incredibly bad and was just taking up all of the matches as just botters that the sim community would not complain when Gaijin comes in and destroys the economy as long as it stops the botters. And you, my friend, took this bait hook, line, and sinker. Secondly, using bots to literally farm hundreds of kills in a single match is not even remotely the same thing as going AFK on the runway for a couple minutes after bombing a base. You are saying this is ruining the game. How? How is this negatively impacting you at all? It doesn't bother me one bit if somebody is spending 10 minutes flying and 5 on the ground. It really does not make that big of a difference. Okay? The way that sim works right now, if I'm very good at it and I can get 5 kills within 15 minutes, but I die before that timer ends, I only make half of what it cost me to spawn in. That's an absolutely horrible economy. All I am doing is telling people how to function in this economy. Now let's just completely set aside whose fault the situation is. Let's pretend it's nobody's fault how the economy is. I will always choose the side of the players over a scummy game dev corporation like Gaijin. Because I am a player, not a game dev. You are also a player. If you are going to choose Gaijin over the players, you are truly cucked. Stop blaming players. It's Gaijin's fault. Stop malding about it in my comments section, for the love of God. Oh, and one more thing before I go. If any of you have an actual issue with something that I said, if you're actually concerned with the content of my videos, you're allowed to have that opinion. You are. And you're even allowed to try and address it with me. Change my mind. Truly try. Okay? I'm open to it. But if you think that I'm going to listen to you when you talk to me like I'm a fucking child and start saying things like he's just a kid trying to play the algorithm, yada yada yada, copying dog shit slop that's the golden standard for this platform. No! Who the fuck wants to listen to somebody if they're going to be treated like that? You know what I mean? Like, by all means, say what you want to say, but don't be a fucking asshole in my comment section. Please. That's, if nobody in this comment section was condescending in any way or acted like they were fucking better than me, this, that, or the other, all right? You're not fucking better than me, by the way. I would have had zero issue with it. I would have had no issue with it. You can have your own fucking opinion. But if you're going to treat me like I'm a fucking idiot, well, I'm going to show you why you're one instead. Okay? So, thank you all for watching this video. I'm sorry I had to put this video out in the first place. But it is what it is. Have a good day.